Published 2020 EDT, the 26th of October 2017. Updated 2021 EDT, the 26th of October 2017. Rating as weepies go. Breathe is a picture for which one packet of tissues might not be sufficient. A bucket could be more in order. At any rate, I don't mind admitting that it was only by biting hard on my pen that I stopped myself audibly blubbing. And I'm pretty sure I wasn't alone, even in a room full of hardened movie critics. You would surely need a heart of stone not to be moved by this beautiful film. In fact, even that might not be enough. As weepies go, Breathe is a picture for which one packet of tissues might not be sufficient. A bucket could be more in order. Had there been an Easter Island statue at the back of the auditorium, I fancy its great cheek slabs would have been glistening with tears. Breathe tells the true story of an upper-crust English couple, Robin and Diana Cavendish, wonderfully played by Andrew Garfield and Claire Foy, who meet in 1958 with the world seemingly at their feet. They are dazzlingly attractive, privileged, sociable, popular. Scarcely have they married and set up home in Kenya, where Robin works as a tea broker, at least until it's time for GTs on the veranda, and Diana falls pregnant. They are on the threshold of a gilded life together. But then, out of the clear blue African sky, catastrophe strikes. Robin contracts polio and Diana is told not only that he will be paralyzed from the neck down for the rest of his days, but that those days are strictly numbered. He has a few months at best. Anyone who watched the Netflix series The Crown will recall Foy playing another young, upper-class, married woman who was also in Kenya, also in the 50s, when she received devastating, life-changing news. In that instance, it was that the king, her father, had died. But like the young Princess Elizabeth, Diana Cavendish seems to be hewn from one enormous stiff upper lip. She does not fall apart because she cannot. She will take Robin and their baby boy back to England and start anew, treating the worst that life can throw at her with as much grace as she treated the best. The producer of Breathe is Jonathan Cavendish, who was that baby boy. This film is his parents' story and he deserves to be inordinately proud of it because it is not mawkish or even overly sentimental, as in lesser directorial hands it might have been. The director is Andy Serkis, better known for his work in front of the camera as the so-called king of motion capture, the technology that allowed him, so brilliantly, to inhabit Caesar in the Planet of the Apes films, and Gollum in the Lord of the Rings series. Here, with the help of an excellent screenplay by William Nicholson who explored similar territory in his play Shadowlands, he has mastered what you might call emotion capture. Breathe is a searingly moving, impeccably sensitive and, at times, very funny depiction of a uniquely British response to dreadful adversity. Breathe is a searingly moving, impeccably sensitive and, at times, very funny depiction of a uniquely British response to dreadful adversity. At first, however, Robin simply wants to die. Trapped in an English hospital bed, hooked up to a respirator that by today's standards looks impossibly antiquated, he can't bear what he has become. He won't even look at his infant son. But then he and Diana confound medical convention, not to mention the pompous consultant Jonathan Hyde, by resolving that he will live out his days at home. There, with Diana as his care, his joie de vivre comes flooding back. It becomes clear that the terrible prognosis was wrong, or at least, has been overcome. Although home care is fraught with challenges, at a time when it was unheard of for polio victims, Robin now has a future. Nonetheless, he will never breathe unaided, which as medical wisdom dictates, means that he is destined always to be bedridden. Then Robin has an idea. What if a wheelchair could be converted into a respirator? He shares this brainwave with an inventor friend, Professor Teddy Hall Hugh Bonneville, and suddenly he is sufficiently mobile, with the devoted support of Diana and her twin brothers, both played very chirpily and a little twittishly by Tom Hollander, even to contemplate a foreign holiday. This, don't forget, was in the days when disabled access meant removing a door frame. At a conference in Germany, Robin issues a plea with which today we are entirely familiar, but which then sounded downright radical, that as a severely disabled person I don't want to just survive, I want to truly live. Paralyzed he might be, yet, like U.S. civil rights leaders in the same period of history, he makes valiant, pioneering strides towards a new understanding, a new enlightenment. And his chair goes into mass production. I suppose Breathe protects us from some of the agonies and indignities of extensive paralysis. And there will doubtless be some ungenerous souls who point out that even in his stricken state, Robin Cavendish still existed in a bubble of poshness and privilege. Had his background been more modest, his chums less well-connected, he would have had a shorter and more wretched life. This is a world of hatpins, striped blazers and jolly fancy dress shindigs, and Serkis revels in it. But then it's the truth of this remarkable story that makes it so intensely affecting, combined with the perfection of both lead performances. Garfield and Foy have both done plenty of fine work in the past, but none of it better than this. The steady love but evolving relationship between Robin and Diana seems utterly real. I hope the folk who dish out acting awards don't mind being reminded how much they seem to love portrayals of extreme disability by able-bodied actors. Daniel Day-Lewis and Eddie Redmayne already have Oscars to show for it, but that's no reason why Garfield shouldn't be in the running as well.